This game committed the sin of being absolutely fucking boring, and I made this decision that once I get just one ending, just one fucking ending, that I'm never gonna play this game again. Like, one ending, done, we're done. If we're done. We're not gonna get the other endings because, God, it's so fucking boring. Ah, shit. I see you in the distance, a semblance of your visage upon a grassy hill. The sky is dark. The moon hangs ominously upon your head. Catherine, run. But you cannot hear me. My legs are draped in clear jelly. In dreams, everything is slow. Cannot get to you in time. Pretty sure this is gonna extend 2 more fucking hours. How boring. Your face begins to change. You are Catherine. You are Emily. You are Marcus. You are Psyche. Your head begins to snap and distort. The skin bubbles and the flesh tears to reveal the pushing hide. God, this font is fucking annoying to read through. The skin bubbles and the flesh tears to reveal the pulsing hide of the monster inside. Your glistening heart pumps in your chest. Your feathers prude and majestic from recent feeding. Yet I am not afraid of this thing and its many mouths. This was nothing but a reflection, a minor held up to what I really am. A slithering hand wraps around my neck and lifts me from the ground. The pressure tightens as I struggle. One of your tongues licks at the side of my belly, as if sampling the food before the course. Running away again, content to starve yourself and feed off of a memory. Pathetic. You still look like Catherine. Maybe that is the most painful part. Can't bear to look at you. Why starve yourself when there is plenty to eat? Why beg for scraps when you can gorge? Did you really think your life could change? You know better. Son of beauty, brother of night, love, that is you. You are a sickness. Wherever you will go, the shadow will haunt you. Collect your trinkets by all means. Relive your precious memory. But know that you will be nothing more than a hypocrite. A clean man walking in a mountain of filth? I don't fucking care. Open your eyes. Open them. Behold my true glorious form. Humans are insatiable. Men and women, they are all rabid for love. How many times have you been their toy? Humans are cruel things they desire. I must be powerful, I must be on top. I control them instead of them controlling me. I will not be a piece of meat. Never again. Your face softens and the grip on my neck drags me close to your lips. You claim my mouth with yours and it tastes just like honey. Spirit ropes between your lips. Love is my sustenance. Love is my sustenance. I will take what I can, because they so willingly give. I must get rid of this dastardly spell I am under. Catherine is gone like her memory. In the end, this was an old vile magic, a cheap parlor trick. Oh boy, whoever touched me will pay. Okay. Jania woke up with a fading dream still in his memory. Wait, what? So he just woke up. What wasn't there a part where what was her name? Rosa was like concerned that there was someone behind her back. Like Jania was already awake or aware, but whatever. Oh boy. He was not in his room but in Catherine's. This did not surprise him. Whoever cast the spell did not do so on a whim. To take him away from his sanctuary was to render him weaker. Huh? A pure white candle flickered on the table. Its flame looked as though it was ready to go out. I couldn't save you. I tried. Rosa stepped out of the shadows. You. Jnanya stared at her with irritation. What is the meaning of this, Rosa? This is your doing? She looked at him with sadness. I was too weak to save you, Jnanya. Save me from what? From what you are. Gianni's face crumpled into confused anger. I didn't expect such contempt from someone I trusted. Do you expect me to ask your forgiveness for what I've done, sire? Because I won't. I will stand by what I did. I will do it again if I can. But such a spell requires much preparation. You are not to do that again, do you hear me? I will not allow myself to be subjected to such an insult. I'm not doing something that petty. I am trying to save you. I do not know what you're talking about. If you persist in this foolish behavior, then I will be forced to take action. Go ahead. But I will simply try again. Stop it. Julia grabbed her shoulders, shaking her with irritation. They stared at each other in heavy silence, and Julia somewhat regretted his forcefulness. But Rosa did not flinch or look away, even at his outburst. There was no fear or fragility in her eye at all. She held her steady gaze until it was Julia who looked away. Why? Why are you doing this? You should know how pointless it is. I had to try, Jadana. If there is a way to save you, I am inclined to take it. I had hoped Catherine's memory might work on you. Gemma, I cast a spell to give you her memory, so you don't have to resort to feeding. Gemma recoiled from her, like her skin was scalding to the touch. You. How did you? Rosie just stared at him, her eye clear and resolute. I know what you are because we are the same. We are creatures that emanate desire and feed on love. And I have lived with this curse knowing only a semblance of what I am. Mother taught me how to control it, even in her own twisted way. I was lucky, Judah, I wasn't alone. But you were. Rose's eyes bloomed with sadness. I can only imagine how hard that must have been. Jimmy staggered back in shock. So there was another one like him. A desperate hope clutched onto him like talons. Was that why he had taken to her so without wanting to feed on her? That's why I'm doing this, Judah. I wanted to give you Catherine's memory, like how mother's memory keeps to be sustained. Love doesn't have to be taken like this, there are other ways. Jenna frowned indignantly. You talk as if you have all the answers. You're still very young, I can tell. I've already endured centuries of this curse. I know all the tricks to survive. From strangers to the villagers, I know how much I can take. I am meticulous. Then why must you insist on this method? With no reason to stand for ceremony, Jim's face changed easily. Rosa's jaw clenched. She was talking to a stranger now. Ah, fucking hell. His face lost the virtue that once belonged to a blameless man. It was replaced by a curious cheeky grin, a perpetual look of childlike mischief. This man irritated her, and yet somehow Rosa felt like she had known him for a lifetime. He had always been there, hadn't he? Or rather, it had always been him. Why? Because it is fun, and the taste is worlds better. The experience of drawing out love is unlike any human feeling. It is transcendent. It is the only moment I feel alive. The moment I feel like a god. Once you have a taste of it, nothing else compares. You must try it. I bet you can only afford to be self-righteous because you don't know any better. You're wrong, I did it to Catherine. I tasted her love, but I was able to stop myself in time. I knew it would destroy her. So that was you, huh? It makes sense that Catherine's love for me waned. Waned. That never happened before. Desire can be controlled, Juliana. I do not wish to control it. Why should I? Admit it, you've loved for the taste since your tongue dipped in its pot. Rosa did not speak. She shifted nervously on her feet. Juliana went on. We are given this curse to endure, Rosa. Why must we scutter in a corner and humble ourselves? To whom do we abdicate ourselves for? To normal people? They are beneath us. For all their achievements and talents, love is the one thing that can drive them mad. Or maybe because of your stupid powers and shit that makes them drive mad? I don't know. Don't you see? Their weakness is one thing we feed on. It is the natural order. Jaya stepped closer to her and touched her bare arm. He tried to hide his bliss. I told you before, if you need power, then be powerful. Wow. If I want to be money, then have money. If I want to be a millionaire, then be a millionaire. Thanks, Marquise, you helped me with my financial problem. I will teach you how to wield it. You still have much to learn. If you will join me, Rosa, just imagine what we can do. We will be powerful, you and I. Rosa's momentary confusion faded. The hard look appeared on her face once again. I will never join you. You use people for your gain. So? Gianna's voice couldn't keep from rising. What of it? Is it the rule of human existence? It's all a game, Rosa. A game I play to win. So people's lives are a game to you? Gianna shrugged. Of course they are. Humans use and abuse and they throw away on a whim. They destroy for no apparent reason except that they want to. It took me the longest time to understand why. I realize it is simply their nature. Humans don't play fair, but I do. And I still get ahead. Rose's eye narrowed at Gianna. How can you throw people away so easily? Don't you see that there are good people like Catherine? You are afraid to remember. You are afraid to give them the worth they deserve. You rejected her memory, content to forget her value. Gianna was silent for a few moments. Then he gave a low snicker. Rosa, 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 that is an amazing thesis. He looked at her dumbfounded face pitifully. Another chuckle escaped. Gianna couldn't help it. You got me all wrong, Rosa. I do not undervalue people. In fact, I love them, and if I don't love them, I don't swallow. I revere them. I am grateful. They sustained me after all. That alone deserves all the appreciation and care I can give. I loved Catherine with every fiber of my being. She was a kind soul. She tasted perfect. But I think you underestimate how long I've been on this decade-forsaken rock. Good people are not rare and precious treasures. As such, they are not to be handled any differently from the rest. What? And all this talk about worth. Do you mean some people are worth more than others because they are kind? What if from now on I only consume bad people? Or how about those in the lowest castes of society? Ruffians, rapists, thieves. It is easy to be kind when you are privileged. But those poor unworthy souls, surely no one would miss them. Would that make you feel better? Rosa faltered. That's not what I'm saying. That is exactly what you are saying. You're telling me I shouldn't feed because there are good people out there that deserve better. So if they're bad, it is alright? How terribly judgmental of you. No, Every human being has a capacity for kindness or cruelty. To judge somebody on such a volatile detail, that is prejudice. After all, a kind man can mull the death of his fellow man no sooner than a criminal can turn a new leaf. The truth is, there are no good people or bad people. There are just people. And I'm not picky. Stop saying that. You don't really believe that, do you? You hurt like me. You want acceptance like me. I know deep inside you want something more. More than a feeling or a craving. You've written as much in your diary. You sneaky little minx. Didn't I tell you you're not supposed to touch that? Stop. Please stop this, Gianna. I implore you. Her pleading face stirred something in Gianna. But the calluses in his heart had decades to harden. He snorted. Or what? What do you plan to do, little girl? Is this it? Is this your plan? Put on a light show and chuck me to death? Surely you didn't think it would be that easy. If you have a different offer, I'm all ears. I thought as much. Is that what you think of Catherine, then? Nothing but cattle? Jeremy winced despite himself. I loved Catherine. I know you, too, loved her completely, whether you admit it or not. You can't take love without giving it, can you? Jeremy sighed in annoyance. Just another spoke in the old fun wheel. You're lying if you say you're not the least bit troubled by your actions. That's a start, Jude, the first step. It means you are not as cold as you want to appear. If you admit your guilt and take responsibility for her death, Julia waved her away in an indifferent scoff. I refuse. Her death was her own decision. I had no hand in that. With this validation, the assured smile came back to his lips. He shrugged. Who knows, maybe she could have gotten better over time. Most people bounce back from the loss of love. Or not. Who really knows? Is it my fault she gave me everything? I didn't force her to. I mean, you did flirt her. You did woo her. You did court her, so it is your fault, though, so I don't know, man. You even admitted that you were doing it for a long time. You've courted her for a long time. That's weird as fuck. Which was only fair, like you said. I didn't hold back. It was an equal exchange. Rosa's throat went dry. Oh, love. Love is the strongest force in the world. But it's never pure. Always tainted, always poisoned. What are you talking about? Well, I hate to shatter the vision you have of Catherine, but she wasn't so righteous. She was as selfish as everyone else. What? Think back, Rosa. All of our fights started because of her jealousy. She couldn't stand the thought of somebody else getting a slice of her pie. And why not? Wasn't I convenient for little Miss Perde? Of course, convenient and perfectly adequate. Sweet, boring, obliging Marquise de Guille. Wasn't he so easy to love? He could help her achieve her grand dreams, give her the good life that hovered just beyond her reach. After all, Gianni didn't seem to have any plans of his own, did he? As if satisfied to only exist only for her. Honestly, what a catch. What an impressive pedestal. Even when the core of this love poisoned her, she made no attempts to leave. I wonder why. And now there's a question. Why indeed? Because she had hoped, Judema. She stayed hoping her feelings for you would return. That was how much she loved you. Gianna scoffed. Oh, how sweet of you to say. You really thought Catherine stayed with me just for love, and not all because she was scared, insecure, comfortable? Gianna chapped his chin in mock contemplation. Or maybe she just wanted so badly to be a Marquise's wife. Such a proud girl she was. Must she settle for anything less? That will show all of the people who used to scorn and underestimate her. They who called her sister a whore, the ones who called her and her mother mad. That will show them. Rosa took a shaky step back. Mother's words forced themselves into her head. They are all the same. They are all selfish. Rosa bit her lip. It is not true. I won't believe it. Catherine was a kind person. So what? Does being kind justify selfishness? Does being kind even save anyone? You are heartless. Maybe. It has been so long I can't tell. Always the love of self is first, Rosa. I don't take it personally. Shut up. Don't you ever get tired of justifying your hunger? Don't you ever get tired of dragging on this fucking game for 5 fucking years? I feel like this is in the end. I mean, yeah, there are multiple endings. But, we're gonna drag this on for more and more for some fucking reason. Don't you ever get tired? I do. So Catherine wasn't perfect, yet you simply passed the blame. All just excuses. The truth is you just don't want to stop, do you? You're no god, no higher being. You're nothing but a common vampire, a monster. Gianna's face twitched. Feeding on the love of the people who love you? You must know how wrong that is. Gianna's face shook visibly, but he kept his smile. His voice remained pleasant and calm. So you compare me to storybook monsters now, Rosa. How insulting. But yes, wouldn't it be easier if I died on blood or flesh? Something tangible, perhaps something physical. Things would have been so much simpler. After all, if I drank blood, I wouldn't have to tangle with their lives. He turned to Rosa, his eyes burning. She could feel heat in his stare. I wouldn't have to be sane. Jen's voice shook with anger. She flinched. You stupid, arrogant, self-righteous minstrel dare talk to me about guilt? How dare you call me a monster? Still fucking going.
You chastise me, singing songs of praise for the greater good. Have you ever tasted your own betrayal on the lips of the person you love? Do you know what it's like to strangle hope with your own hands? I look into their eyes and see them die from the inside out. Am I worth it? Am I worth all their lives? Never. But I do it again and again, just for the right to exist. You read my journal and act like you know me. You know nothing. I wish I was a monster. Maybe then I wouldn't have to feel. The silence reigned between the two of them. Jenna's face went blank after his outburst, almost confused at the words that came out of his mouth. He forced his lips into a placated grin. Pardon me, I didn't mean to shout. He took a breath and refused to speak again. Rosa buried her face in her hands. He was right. She had come here with an overestimation of herself. Her ethics were the cries of a child. How could he listen to someone immersed only in her own tender ideals? If she wanted to help him, she had to know his pain. But what could she say? Her mind struggled with the words. They all sounded artificial in her head. And all she could do was hold out her hand to reach him, couldn't she? She could offer him hope, a little warmth away from the chunk of ice beating inside of him. She approached him tentatively. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have spoken such hateful words. But don't you see you don't have to endure this pain anymore? I am offering you a different path, Jalele. Let me help you. He didn't speak nor move. Rosa held onto the pain she saw in his eyes a moment ago. It was her only hope. But if there ever was a trace of it in his face, it had lifted away before it took substance. His abject face contorted into a grin. He chuckled. Oh my god! Still fucking going! This is the longest conversation. It just drags off for fucking forever. Then his daughter filled the room, cold bitter laughter that chilled her skin into a shiver. Rosa drew her hand away in fear. You really don't get it, do ya? I meant to say that this is what makes it worth it. It is precious. What? Make no mistake, I endure all this now for something as silly or disposable as blood. Love. Love is worth all the pain. The best wine tastes like the very dirt from which it was exalted. And that's all I want. Nothing else compares. Rose's mouth dropped in horror. She stepped away from him. A cold shiver passed her spine. No Jananya, but she stared at him, grasping at the flicker of hope that came as fast as it went. He had built a kingdom from the base of his own heart, both ruler and prisoner, both exalted and doomed. She could feel the cracks in his armor, the crumbling of a wall. He wanted to get out. Rosa thought she saw a light in his darkness, a hand reaching out to be saved. But where was it now? Where was this hope? It was gone. Had it ever been there at all? Oh my god. Or did her desire to help him trick her into seeing that she wanted to see? Rosa bit her lip to steel herself. Oh, don't look at me like that. I had the same morals as you when I was younger, but time smooths out our rough ideologies. I was wrong. I thought I could still save you. You're quite full of yourself. You think you could save people. Jared took a step towards her and Rosa's throat closed up. Get away from me. I'm not going to hurt you, Rosa. If you wish to debate philosophy further, we can do so for 1,000 more years. But are we ignoring the single most potent truth? We found each other. So many souls running around this earth, and we actually managed to meet. Do you realize how momentous this is? Centuries, Rosa, I've wondered for centuries. To find someone like you is beyond my wildest imaginations. I can give you love, Rosa. Forget Catherine or your mother. They are remnants of a bitter past. How long are you going to hang on to their memories anyway? Don't look so troubled, darling. Enough of such moody, sentimental topics. They bore me. Instead, why don't we start thinking about possibilities? Yeah, please. She was still bent on changing his mind, but oh my god, But Janelle could tell her resolve had all but fizzled out. Oh, again, you still haven't given up. I'll admit you have a spirit. It's admirable that you go to such lengths for me. I mean it when I say I'm honored. But you are so naive. Tragedy's everybody's friend, Rosa. If you stay with him so long, his smell will linger on your skin. I don't care much for tragedies myself. I am more interested in opportunities. And what we have right now is a dawning, a beginning. Jeremy stepped closer to Rosa, touching her cheek with his palm. Oh, God, you're still fucking going. Rosa was afraid, but she didn't make any attempts to run away this time. Aren't you glad you found me? You're not alone anymore. You don't have to hide and cower to subject yourself to the emotions of this cruel life. Enough of this fascination for glorified sacrifice. Come with me. Rosa stared up at him. What? Come with me, Rosa. He repeated his words with a cheerful smile. Let's just leave this place and go far away. Start over. Doesn't that sound grand? It's about time you let go of the bad memories and face something new. Don't you think you owe yourself that much? And one of the victims you will continue to take, Julia. What about them? What about them? I care little for strangers. It is you I want to make happy, Rosa. Please let me. I need you as much as you need me. Rosa bit her lip. Mother, I need you right now. Please let me hear your voice. She struggled with the pain in her heart. She was free-falling. Mother. To hear her mother's voice, she had always been the ground she stood on. Both the pain on her bare feet and a place to stand. Whether she walked or chose to fly, what the fuck are you talking about? Shut the fuck up. Why are we not done with this fucking game? That ground would be there when she landed. She was the role of family. You've gone this far, darling. I trust in you. Whatever you decide, I will always be here. Like how I've always been. Rosa's jaw clenched. She tasted the caustic realization in her mouth. Rosa? And that was when he felt an icy pain shoot through his chest. He looked down. There was a knife sticking out of him. It was the dagger from his bedside. Is this gonna take another 5 fucking hours to describe? Little thief. He whispered as the wind got knocked out of him. I'm sorry. The blade clattered to the floor. Rosa's lip quivered. But I have to make this right. Julius's body lost all strength. He slumped on the floor, blood staining his shirt red. He just laughed in amusement. Oh, you stupid girl. So this is your response to my generous offer. How trifling. I expected better from you. Julia winced in pain. Been a while since I was stabbed. She knelt beside him. She didn't speak at once. That wound will not heal like the others, Yolanda. Oh? I must end it here. For Catherine, for Mother, for all your victims, for you. I have to do the right thing. She said this aloud, but she only half believed it. The right thing, huh? Was there such a thing? Rosa reveled in this confusion. The least you could do was carry the burden of her choice for the rest of her life, instead of forgetting. She had considered simply leaving him unchanged and a prisoner in his own twisted ideals. She still could. If she reversed the spell now and allowed him to heal, then he would survive. Young, powerful, and healthy, but unchanged and carrying the same shadow in his heart. She had tried, hadn't she? Whatever did. Yep, still fucking going. Note, I'm fine with this. His hand lingered on her face for a while. He searched his heart for anger, for bitterness on this girl. There was none. How curious it was to feel the steel in his heart, yet no hate for its wielder. How curious it was to you confused me, yada yada. Still going. I wish we had met sooner. He took a deep breath. The pain in his chest throbbed with every breath. Yep, I don't care. I'm sorry, apologizing again. I thought I made myself clear with that. I don't care, Rosa. I was never strong enough to endure this life, but it looks like you are, and that's good. You'll stay with me for a while, won't you? Please? Yes, you do. Take my journal with you. It might help. I would still wish for you to start anew. Board the ship, the papers. Take the money in my office. Use it to build a new life. Jerry coughed out red flecks of blood. He swallowed and his throat felt like it was on fire. He had a lot more to say, a lot more to tell her. He tried to speak as clearly as he could, despite the debate. Avoid small towns, they don't take strangers kindly. Don't stick out like a sore thumb. Always present yourself as nobility or a person of influence. Give people another reason to think you're desirable. Otherwise, they will fear and hate you, confused by their own urges. His breathing was getting erratic. Also, remember to shush. Please rest now. Rosa smiled sadly. Jerry's eyes fell. Every breath seemed shorter than the last. Death gave the heart of a he savored this. Thank you, Rosa. Two of them crouched in a corner, cherishing each other's warmth for as long as it lasted. Fuck. Darling? Yes, Mother. I know it was hard, but it didn't sound spiteful or on edge this time. She was simply serene. Rosa got up looking down at him one last time. Mother, I cannot get rid of the feeling that I should have done things differently. Should I have done more? Should I have sacrificed more? Tears once again stung her eye. I wish I could turn back time and change something. Anything. I feel so powerless. I understand. Loss will always hurt, my darling. It makes us vulnerable. But you must know that changing things does not guarantee happiness. Do you understand? Yeah. Oh, my darling, I wish I was there to hold you. What are you going to do now? Whichever direction you head, I will be with you. It's not like I have a choice. I know you will, Mother. Your presence saved me as it always does. It reminded me that nothing lost should be thrown away. Catherine, Ginevra, and you will always be with me. I am not alone. I am proud of you, my beautiful daughter. The first rays of light slipped past the window and touched her face. Rosa left the room to welcome the dawn. What the fuck? Oh, ending two. Nodding. Okay, we're done. We're done, right? We're done. Your main purpose was revenge. You loved Rosa despite your misgivings. You left Ginevra's closet. You left Ginevra's locket closed. Okay. You told Rosa that the family is the most important thing. You wanted to read more of Ginevra's journal. You made Rosa steal Ginevra's dagger 37 complete. Fuck the fuck. We're done. I don't care anymore. This writing sucks.